What's up, guys, and welcome to another episode of CineAmigos. I'm your co-host Eddie with
Juan?
And Pablo.
We have another movie review for you guys, so sit back, relax, and ready or not.
Here we come.
Okie dokie.
That wasn't that movie too.
That was.
Yeah. Right, so we're gonna be reviewing Ready or Not 2. Here I come. So this is a sequel to the original movie, Ready or Not, starring Samara Weaving and what's her name?
Uh,
Michelle. no,
Catherine Newton.
Catherine Newton. But yeah. So let's get to it.
We also got characters like we also got actors like Sarah Michelle Gellar in this, Elijah Wood.
Loved Elijah Wood.
Ugh, you can never go wrong with Elijah Wood, right?
Look, any movie involving a ring and Elijah Wood, count me in.
That's the whole premise of this movie.
Kevin Durant, who's
The
been
basketball
a little
player?
more, so he's been a little more
Not the ba-
active lately. So
Yeah, with the Rockets.
So the same creators of these two movies also made one called Abigail, which was really fun and funny. It's about this
Vampire Girl.
yes, but I would recommend to watch that. It's really quick. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, so it's a quick watch. But yeah, so Samara Weaving, aka
Fake Margot
Margot
Robbie.
Robbie.
Okay, I will say one time. I don't even care that it's pretty much spoiled to the end of the movie because people that watch this video, you should have already watched the movie. But at the beginning of this movie, going into the theater, I said, what if Elijah Wood is the last one left to get the ring? And sure enough, the end of the movie, the only person that can recover that ring is Elijah Wood. Lord of the Rings gave me tips. I knew exactly how this movie was going.
Guess what though? He chooses not to get it because he knows what happens if he gets it.
Just like in Lord of the Rings, he chose not to. Man,
Exactly.
see, the movie knows. The movie it foretold everything.
That's great. So Samara Weaving playing Grace and Catherine Newton playing Faith. They're sisters in this movie. If you've seen the first Ready or Not, it ends with her on the porch after like she killed the Lomas family.
Yeah.
And
Which she married into.
And she passed out, and she was in the hospital. And her emergency contact was Faith, who she hasn't seen in 4 years.
She hasn't seen her in a while, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they've been what's it called?
Non-contact.
Yeah.
Pretty much hadn't seen her since she was 18.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, like she's in the hospital because the cops are gonna question her after she gets out and stuff like that, which is pretty much after killing a family, there's a house full of blood. 2 bodies were found. The entire house
Even
was
though
burned down.
most of the family pretty much exploded because
Yeah.
they didn't kill
Yeah.
her by the.
And by doing that, she set off another game, which involved the heads of multiple families.
Yep.
And her having to fight for her life again.
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
They were gonna summon her. One of the family heads decided, I want the. Okay, so basically the game that set off was to decide the new head of the families.
Yeah.
There are how many families that were playing?
Groups.
5.
There were 5. There were 6 after that. The dilemmas were like the heads. After they died, now we only had 5 groups left.
Yeah, and they were gonna compete in this new game to decide the new
Well,
head.
wasn't their dad the head, and that's why they killed him?
Yeah. Well,
So
they
it wasn't
did it.
the Loomis weren't the heads.
They controlled most of what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the dad was gonna, the head was gonna have to get involved,
Yeah.
but he passed it on to his children, so they killed him.
Yeah, because the whole premise of this movie is like each group has to hunt down Grace, and who has killed, but he's too old for that.
Yes.
So
He gives it up
this,
to his son and daughter,
yeah.
right? And pretty much,
Although you know what? That's gonna be the first plot point. I'm gonna call that right now.
Yeah,
please
please
do.
do.
He could have passed on the rights of the family to those children. We legit saw that was the husband and wife that passed on the rights to the other family member. In this case, his wife. But it was an option to pass it down. All you had to do was sign a blood
Just sign, yeah.
and give up your rights as the head of the family.
Who to pass?
So the father they killed,
Oh,
he could have passed the rights
He could
on
have
to
just
the
signed
children.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if he could have passed it on because he was the head of the whole operation. That was the problem. He had to die
He had to
so
reign,
that
but-
everyone else could fight
And
for
they're gonna-
being for being the head, right? Of because he was the
Well, no, he didn't have to die for this game. Like the game was gonna decide who the new head was. He didn't have to die for it. He died.
no. The game started because he died.
No. She
No.
set off the game when she defeated the.
Mhm.
What was the
other
name of the family?
The Lummas.
Yeah. They killed him so they would play in his stead. But later in the movie, we found that you could give up the rights to someone else in the family.
Yeah. So
You
like
just-
he could have just been in the room when it started and then just say
Like the problem is you give up every asset, everything when you do that.
Maybe he was just way too old school.
Yeah.
kill me. You could just sign no. This is the only way. But yeah, like
Yeah,
I
first
think,
plot point.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
No, like I even saw those plot points.
I
here.
mean, there was a lot of plot holes
Yeah.
in
I mean, this movie is not about continuity at the end of the day, though. It's literally just like a slasher film.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's more for the fun of the kills.
Yeah.
Which if we go to our first kill, that first kill was brutal and
Hmm.
you could say fun because they were being attacked, right? And they
The
found a way
hospital.
to.
Yeah. So speaking,
Oh wait, no, not that one.
Oh.
I meant the other one.
he's talking about the first kill during the hunt.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, so I couldn't find a picture of him, but for our audience, the guy in the picture in pink, he is one of the hunters hunting down. But when they were fighting, they fight in the laundromat of the hotel
Mm-hmm.
and hotel resort. And what they do is they fight him off and they put him into this
That-
giant
Industrial washer.
yeah.
Before we go into that, that's another plot point where I was like,
The
like
phone.
not just the phone, but the guy was huge. How are they able to do? I felt like they defeated him way too easily.
No, well, here's the thing about
What? Do you not remember that right before this scene, he legit got like full on like explosion knockback?
yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
almost died before they even got to that point. Because that's what like the sniper guy
Oh my
ended up
God,
shooting the
so bad at
a gas
shooting.
tank and ended up like
yes,
blowing him up.
You're right. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I had forgotten about that.
Ign-
Yeah, that's the main
he
reason
was
they
a
got him in
little
there.
bit-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was weaker by then, right?
Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
Ignacio was his
Oh
name.
my God, it's such. I was like, dude.
Dude, you gotta remember, like this, even in the first movie, everybody did not know how to fight. Basically,
Yeah.
the only people who knew how to fight were the twins, Sarah Michelle Gellar and what was her name, Ursula and Titus.
Yeah.
Because they knew this was gonna happen.
And the dad had
Well, they-
trained them from the
Mhm.
beginning,
Yeah,
right?
like none of the other guys seemed like they were trained for this, and I could see that plot point. I say, like I was gonna say, he was not trained to fight.
I don't even think they were trying to fight.
Yeah,
Later in the movie, we have that scene where they actually get a successful sneak on someone,
hmm
and he misses the freaking axe.
Yes.
yeah,
I'm like, bro, how are you gonna get like a freaking D20 on sneak and then mess up your actual attack? Because he was literally right behind them, just standing there with the
Yes.
axe. I'm like, dude, you could have thrown this. You could have done so many things.
Mhm.
He decided to like wait till last second.
yeah.
But going back to the industrial
Yeah.
what's it called?
Washer.
Washer. This dude burned to death.
Dude, his skin was all like liquefied, kind of thing. It
Yeah.
melted. He was.
And he comes out yelling still.
hmm
then she reaches into his pocket to get the phone.
which was still working, like you said, plot point. I feel like after that wash, that
Hey,
phone would be destroyed.
rich people phone, okay?
Nokia.
We
It was a Nokia.
oh, well, there you go.
You know how Nokias were like bricks.
They figure it out.
Yep. But that was the first kill during the game, right?
Yeah, I mean, we also get the
That was
So
technically
this
the
is
first
Kevin
kill.
Durant, not Kevin Durant.
your accent makes it seem like you're saying Kevin Durant.
Durand.
Durant.
You said Durant in the
Yeah,
freaking
but I
theater.
said
We
Durant.
both heard that.
Yeah.
Y'all are wrong.
By the way, it was beautiful because of how long it's been since the movie came out, the
Again,
Super Mario Galaxy movie.
I go through these videos, so I know what's gonna happen.
We actually had an empty movie theater, which sometimes it's such a beautiful experience. You can
Yes.
joke
Yeah.
around with your friends. You can actually like relax and not have to worry about some kid crying like 2 seats behind you or
Yeah.
or
someone's-
being like, what the fuck is going on here? Like,
But see, though, unlike Scream 7, these are the times you can talk to people
Yeah.
when there's no one else in the movie theater.
yes, exactly.
God.
And obviously, there are those movies where you want to
Safe.
have people there
Yeah.
to see their reactions the
Mhm.
same as how you react, right?
Yeah.
But this one, I am so glad
We're all alone.
we watched both of these movies together, just us three, and I think that enhanced the experience.
Yeah. So again, when it comes to rules about the game, this one's one of the rules I did like there was no like plot point of like his character was trying to kill them before the game started. They were going through this whole hospital thing, scene. Like we got like this tense moment where he was like trying to find them, and they were about to. He was about to kill Grace, and he exploded, and Faith's reaction is like,
Yeah.
"Holy
Not
shit!"
to be confused with Grace from Hail Mary.
Yes, please don't.
Oh my god, dude! They're so...
What are the odds that our movies or that past two movies in theaters have been like back to back Grace and Grace?
Yeah.
But yeah, like
She, and it's like, Ness, now you get it. Like, because when she told the story of like what happens, like, and she was like, "You're crazy," and then it happened, and
like literally 2 minutes later, boof, this dude explodes.
But yeah, that was a funny scene.
And who gets them in the hospital, or is it when they're trying to leave? What?
Elijah Wood shows up right after the explosion and
Yes.
they take the
Yeah.
girls.
Yes.
Elijah Wood being like almost like the lawyer to the demon or the ghost,
Or-
whatever he is.
I don't
Like,
really
the
think they.
head of the family.
I don't really think.
well,
how
not
they
to the head of the
explain-
family. He actually enforces rules and passes on the word basically of
Yeah.
what's the name of the ghost? Yeah, I forget the
Nah,
name.
Mr. Loomis.
No.
No. LeBlanc? I don't know.
Oh yeah.
LeBlanc. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the name.
Yeah.
LeBlanc.
But yeah, he basically enforced everything. That's why he didn't take the ring at the end of the movie. He's not a participant in any way, shape, or form.
I ain't stupid.
And even though I'm skipping all the way to the end, I did find interesting that after it all went down, he smiled
Yes.
to the end. And to be fair, I think this is like, since it wasn't against the rules, it was all with the rules that it happened. He's not upset or anything. You know, this is how the devil works. You know, you are promised riches, you are promised the world at a price, and you know, at the end of the day,
this was
he
their
collects the
price.
souls. You know, they sold
Yeah.
their souls to the devil, and
What
now they're his
if
again.
all this time he was the devil?
Nah.
It would have. No, I don't think he is, but it would have been interesting if it was.
Yeah. But I really liked his character. I enjoyed seeing Elijah Wood on the screen. We're gonna get Elijah Wood soon again in Hunt for Gollum.
I want to mention one of the funny scenes. So like when one of the characters was gonna explode.
Oh,
'Cause
the
he
Asian
knew-
when the Asian
yeah,
family violated
yeah.
rules.
And he just like nonchalant got the book, went behind the podium,
And just
That was like really funny.
The kid is just there eating his food. Like what?
uh, so a lot of rules in this thing, but like one of the characters who was one of the heads of like the groups, um, one of the rules was you can't kill one of the participants, and
Even if it's by accident.
yeah, because you will die, and your whole bloodline will die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we get like this cool scene between her and Grace, because she found the lawyers of her found a loophole that if she married like one of the group members in the family, she could stay alive, and then that person will get the ring.
Yes.
And to be fair, this is where I feel like Grace should just keep going with it. Like we went through a whole movie of murders and stuff just because she didn't like say I'll marry him. Like,
But you couldn't end the movie that quickly.
yeah, but realistically, she was getting a fairly good deal. Like,
Her
she
justification was also like, I didn't want to sell my soul, and I don't want to be killing innocent people.
I mean, yeah, but towards the end, she pretty much decided to go for the marriage, and then she realized there was a way out of it.
I mean, they
But-
couldn't mention it until like the end.
Yeah, but it came more at the cost of like the endangering our family and stuff. I think the deal that was offered on the table
Well,
was
I
pretty good
think-
from the mother, because the mother,
I think she thought it through too, because she wouldn't be the person to kill the kid, right? Because he technically is innocent. But the brother of the head.
well, no one here is innocent. These families are all guilty.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Um,
But I don't think that kid is killing anyone, you know?
All right, let me say this one because I've already tried 3 times. The deal the mother put on the table was to marry the son. The son's not that he's nice, but he's not that smart. Grace would basically be head of that family, making all decisions alongside the mother, and affecting good change in the world. Realistically, this organization did make changes. We saw that it literally started a ceasefire. So realistically, there were way more lives to save with this than the lives they would be killing. There we go.
Yeah.
Sorry, like the third time I tried saying that, I'm like, I'm gonna forget if I don't.
But for plot's sake.
For plot's sake.
She said no.
She said no, and
We got
so
like-
what happened was that that's where we get Ignacio coming in, shooting at them, and then once he gets
The mom had the sword, so just to mention, she had a sword.
yeah,
Katana. Mother.
and what's Samara Weaving's character?
Grace.
And then Grace, like to protect herself, gets her and the sword and stabs Ignacio through the chest, right?
Yeah. And then we also questioned that, like, I mean, she didn't do anything to like go for Ignacio. It was Samara Weaving like grabbing her hand and doing it.
It's equivalent of Thor's hammer, you know. You can't pick up Thor's hammer, but if Thor is holding on to the hammer, you can pick up Thor, and therefore you are picking up the hammer.
So,
But it's not you.
but this is where the accident part of the
rule.
deal comes
Yeah.
or the rule comes in, right? So she technically killed him by accident, but then we get her exploding all over them again.
Yeah. And that goes into the next rule. If one of the hunters dies, then the next person, the oldest person
Next of
alive,
kin, yeah.
gets takes the hunting stage. And in this case, we got Francesca.
Yeah.
Was
Well, before that, we had the other dude give his rights up for the wife.
No, because he.
This happened first, but she went to go change and do all that stuff. So in between that, it took a while.
Yeah.
But we also forgot to mention that the sun exploded as well.
Oh well, we mentioned that like when we're talking about Elijah Wood.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
And I will say the mom, like the one that with the katana, I do think she was actually the most qualified hunter.
yeah.
She
Yes.
came in with a drone and a sword like immediately.
Mhm.
So she actually bypassed the whole motorcycle thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
When I first saw the drone though, I straight up thought I was gonna start shooting the whole like
No,
area.
yeah,
me
it's just
too.
like
Me
Like I
too.
thought it was like a military drone at first.
yeah.
Yeah. I thought she was. Yeah, but I guess she just wanted to see and talk to
Mhm.
Grace.
Yeah, well, she's just trying to get the message across
Yeah.
quickly.
That's, but yeah. So Francesca was actually supposed to marry
The main character,
The fiance from the first movie.
Yeah.
the fiance from the first movie.
Mhm.
So Grace took her the life that she wanted.
Mhm.
So
But
she has
she has
the axe to.
she has a
pick.
motive to
Yeah.
wanting to kill her.
And to be fair, she brought us like what is probably my favorite scene of the whole movie,
I could not
which
find.
is the ballroom
Yeah,
fight.
I could not find a
Dude.
picture of that scene. I
You
wanted
wanted?
I wanted that scene, dude. That was great, and especially and when they pepper spray each other and it
Oh my
cuts
God.
back to them like just swinging wildly and not hitting anything. That was like one of the
They're
the
just
funniest
yelling at
scenes.
each other.
But yeah,
Dude, Grease had already sprayed her in the eyes. How the hell does she let her spray her in the eyes?
I don't
Like,
know. A lot of
ah, but still, it does give us one of
the funny.
the most amazing
Mhm.
scenes in the movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, watching them like flail like blindly, and then like the few hits that did hit,
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's pretty satisfying. Plus, at the end, we get like the finishing blow of the battle, where it's like the keyboard like just like smacks.
Yeah.
And then we get
What face? Grace.
no.
What character you're trying to play?
Then the other character walks in, right? Or was that no one walks in after that?
Wow.
Or does the sister walk in after she fights?
So
Face is fighting Titus in the hallway.
Yes, while
yeah,
this is happening.
so they have a heart to heart for a bit.
Mhm.
And then after getting patched up, they fight again. So then they split up, and that's when
Mhm.
Francesca joins in, and then she's having her fight
With Titus.
with
It's
Titus.
not even a fight, dude. It's just a beatdown.
Oh yeah, that was straight up
Yeah.
just a beatdown.
Yeah. Titus just like.
And she's about to kill her until
Uh, Ursula.
Ursula comes in and
And just call her
tells them,
Daphne.
"No, we can use her.
Mhm.
We can use her to draw in Grace,
Yeah,
right?"
because after she finishes, she thought Faith was already leaving, and she's already at the gate. And then through the speaker, she's like, "We have the sister." She comes.
Yeah, and to be fair, we also skipped like the first encounter with
Francesca.
yeah. Well, no, with Ursula and the brother. That's in the
Oh.
woods. We kind of skipped that part.
Oh yeah, Ursula and the brother. We kind of talked about it with I don't know how he didn't throw the axe, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like those two were the dumbest characters in the movie because they had so many chances to actually kill them easily, and they
I'm
just
not talking about that encounter. I'm talking about the encounter. Oh yeah, damn. There were like 3 encounters they had.
yes.
I'm talking about the second encounter they have where they're on the phone with 911.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Okay.
And they tell them to go to the front gate,
Mhm.
and then they all got like one step ahead of them. You know, they recognized the voice, and they actually got the upper hand on them.
Fucking knew it was you
Yeah.
fucking assholes. Like
Yeah. So we mentioned this, but like the brother sold his gave away his
right.
rights to his wife, and that's the second encounter. The wife was in the car, and then we thought they were gonna run him over, but she just like dips.
Yeah, I mean, she was gonna die towards by noon, anyways. But at least this way, she's got to like get away for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Yeah, we actually never see her die though.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was probably still driving when the explosion happened.
that would have been funny if they showed.
Bonus features, come on.
Yeah, that would have been a cool end credit scene.
Yeah.
Actually, that would have been great.
Mhm.
Yep. Be like, oh, it's not over. Just
just
the
the
blood
car.
on the windshield.
Yeah.
Very bloody movie for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I think it was bloodier
So
than
you- Oh, sorry.
the
Finish?
first one.
Well, technically, after that final
Yeah.
scene, yeah.
Yeah.
So you already said your favorite kill of the movie. Was it also yours or
What was his favorite kill?
the washing machine?
The washing machine?
That
Was that your favorite kill?
That's
no,
what-
I just said it was.
Oh no, you did say it.
No.
I feel like I'm being gaslit. We're gonna have to look at the clip later.
Oh,
If I
gaslighting.
did say it,
Was it
I
your
don't think it's my favorite. But if I did say it, sorry, I'm not trying to gaslight.
Find this.
Probably my favorite was when they killed Ignacio with katana, because
Mm.
it all happened so quickly,
Mm.
and it was like he was just like bleeding out and just like
Mm.
you know.
What about yours, Eddie?
I'm trying to think. I mean, there wasn't a lot of killing, honestly. It was mostly explosions in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I definitely have a favorite kill, and that's literally Francesca's part 2.
Just,
When she
Oh,
comes
just
in,
coming.
comes in.
Well, she didn't actually have the
She's
pump
like,
action, but-
you coming for round 2? And then she just goes like,
because she shoots her like 3 or 4 times. She even gets one in the face just to confirm.
It's so funny because you just see her walking by and like just hitting her in the face.
Double tap. You gotta make sure.
Triple tap,
You
dude.
gotta make sure.
That or the glorious final death of the movie, which was
Oh.
everyone in the pit, and then you see the explosions of blood going up.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Them getting exploded on again.
Yeah.
That's one.
Oh my god. The inservible era the brother of, or the cousin.
Oh, Kip.
Oh my god, he was.
What you mean? There's always a drug alcoholic that doesn't want to be a part of it.
I mean, he never got a chance to be a part of it. Who knows what the hell he would have done?
But he isn't. I'm pretty sure this guy used to be in SNL, right?
He has a face for it.
Yeah, he has an SNL
But
face.
oh my god, he.
I still remember Pablo complaining about the dude still having the same
The same glass.
the same glass of alcohol the whole damn movie.
Yeah.
Dude, I swear he had.
I didn't care, but when they all started
It was
kneeling
just
down,
funny to me.
when they started kneeling down, that was a point where I was like, dude, just put the glass down, dog.
No, never mind. He wasn't in this. No, he wasn't a lot.
Which talking about the kneeling down scene when Grace takes over because she goes through the marriage, and then she stabs what's his name,
Titus.
Titus. Like once they're married, and that officially makes her the head of the family. And she makes everyone kneel down. And a fun thing, the goat that's in that room kneels down before everyone else. And I complained about that because I thought it was a major plot point. I was like, yo, why is this goat kneeling down? And then at the end of the movie, they take the goat with them. Like, this feels like an obvious trap. This is some satanic stuff I'm looking at right now. But it turns out the goat kneeling down was actually non-scripted. Grace just commanded a presence, and the goat did it. It surprised everyone on set.
So they decided to pretty much leave it. No.
I mean, if you got a scene like that, would you
Dude,
cut it out?
especially if you have the story, then it's fun to tell it later in the interviews and all that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, Juan was like,
I pointed it out. I was like, oh look, he nailed down too. And then
but Juan was like, I did not like that he kneeled down, and then now that you know this, it's like
Yeah, it's
okay.
an unintentional thing. I think it's actually really cool.
Yeah, and then she throws the ring, pretty much giving up everything, right?
Yeah, into the pit, and
Okay.
they have 3 minutes to.
We have to mention the why though, because she was getting ready for the wedding. Ursula, Sarah Michelle Gellar, was like talking to her, saying, "We have to control Titus when you do this." Titus was listening to everything, and she kills her. And
kills Ursula.
Ursula, and he mentions that there's no rule against killing family.
And technically, when they're married, they're family.
Yeah, and so she kills Grace kills Titus with the pen, just repeatedly stabbing him, throws him in the pit. He gets stabbed one more time by like some bone, I think.
Well, the horns that were
The
in
horns,
there.
yeah. And she said, with the ring, like she controls everything. And I say, it's like
that's when she yells, "Kneel."
Although to be fair, that rule to me is a plot point in itself. Grace always had permission to kill anyone in the game. And the game didn't end until the marriage went through. So technically, she could have backed off from the marriage at any point and the game would still be running. So technically, she could have just played a game of stalling. Because the game didn't end just because she said she was going to marry. The game ends if she married someone. So yeah, I did think of her waiting until that point was kind of stupid, but...
Yeah. Yeah,
well, that was because she was already trapped, right?
Yeah.
That she decided to do that.
Yeah. Well, she said, "I'm not the head anymore. You guys can
fight it out, and she throws it in the pit, right? Yeah.
We forgot to mention the
kid.
The kid.
He comes in with the 2 guns.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because Francesca dies, so he's now the head. He signs.
Vamos puta.
Yeah. I was really expecting him to get punched just to mirror the scene from the first movie.
Yeah, I feel bad for Grace. She took so much damage again in this movie.
Yeah. I don't even know how she was still alive.
Like what was that happened that ended up with all the
shrapnel? The explosion. Yeah.
And she had when she got stabbed. Oh.
She got stabbed in her shoulder.
Yeah. Actually, her arm got stabbed like twice.
Also, the scenes between Grace and the sister were cringy at times.
When they were fighting?
Yes.
Yeah, I even mentioned this. Like, the whole thing was like, they were foster kids. She even said they had a decent family for her to take care of. She wanted to go to college so she could make their life better. And so, like, you left me. It's like, bitch, what am I saying? I'm trying to make sure you get a better life too.
That ain't a happy ending. I know just because Disney wants you to believe that with the new Lilo and Stitch. Nah, you ditch your family, you ditch them.
Can I fucking go study so I can make a better life?
Ditching them. So you're saying that me leaving to New Mexico is ditching them.
Okay, look, I get the Lilo and Stitch one because Lilo was alone. There was only 2 of them, but she had parents.
Well, no, it was a foster family.
She said it was a decent family.
I mean, because it was decent, she's still abandoned though. She's still like her only family left her behind. Like for example, if you lost your parents and your younger sister was like 16 or 17, would you be okay with leaving her with a foster family? Even if you know they're gonna treat her well?
So that I can study and have a better life for us? Yes.
She's being treated well. I don't know how long they've been with that family, but she had the roof under her head, damn it.
And it's also like saying, for example, like she did have a decent family. What if it wasn't? What if like a year in, like they start mistreating her, whatever? Like, it's not like Grace was like constantly checking up on her, and obviously, like at that point, the younger sister's not gonna talk to her anyways.
She was consistently trying to check up on her. The sister was just deciding not to answer.
Well, yeah, because she already got abandoned.
Potato.
Maybe because you come from more families that are more complete with both parents and stuff, it's a little different point of view. But I think, when you have fragmented families, the concept of being having an even smaller family becomes a little more concerning. At least that's my point of view on this.
If you can leave for a little bit to give each other a better life, I think it's not abandoning. Now, if you leave...
That's just justifying your actions, At the end of the day, if you separate the action from the justification, how does the action look? That's all I'm gonna
Well, you can't separate the justification. because she's actually going to study to get a better life for that person and for herself.
All I said is to try doing that. I'm not saying that you can't do it or you can do it. I'm just saying if you look at the action without the justification, how does it like feel? And to a younger sister, that's how it's gonna feel. The justification won't really matter because it doesn't like it still affects her regardless of the justification that's there. Like she still doesn't have her older sister. She still has no family. So yeah, the older sister had a good reason, but it doesn't invalidate the feelings of the younger sister.
Hmm. But yeah. Where do we leave off now then?
I forgot.
No, I mean, we were at the ending anyway.
Yeah, we were pretty much at the end, but
So everyone explodes.
I did hate the cringy arguments too, by the way.
yeah.
So it's a second movie, and I feel that the way it ended, I don't think it's justified a third movie.
Nah,
No, I think this was
think
meant to
this-
be a natural close to the story.
Yes, and honestly, the way that the box office is going for this movie, there will definitely not be a third one.
Even with the money, I think this is like a perfect way
To end
to
it.
end it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, like the family has been killed. Mr. LeBlanc or whatever. Like I'm sure another family will start itself at some point.
Mhm.
But it doesn't really affect Grace's story anyway. She's out. You
Yeah.
know, closed
She's
out.
out. She's safe.
Unless
She'll-
Mr. LeBlanc is the goat.
Dun, dun,
What's he gonna do?
dun. But honestly, I think if I would have watched it alone, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. But I think I enjoyed it because all three of us were there, and we're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here? What the hell?
We
What
made
are
these
they doing
jokes.
here? Like,
The house always wins.
Oh my god, I remember that. Like, what was the brother? What's his name again?
Titus.
Titus. Like, is beating
A
beating the
face.
sister down.
Yeah.
And then he's talking about like the house always wins.
Mhm.
And the first thing is
From
quoting freaking Fallout. I can't even remember how exactly how the quote goes, but it was
Who's
like,
that?
but who's that? Was it me?
You.
You, Mr. Howard, are no cowboy. You are a killer. Sorry, I love
that was
Fallout.
funny.
That was
Well, that was funny.
yeah.
And that's like movie experience. Like we were alone, we could do that.
Yes, exactly. Because obviously, if
Yeah.
other people were there, we're usually very quiet. We whisper to each other sometimes during the movie, right? But we're usually
We're respectful.
Yeah.
respectful.
And good reminder, you know, if it's empty, the movie theater is empty, you can have all these experiences. It is great to be able to like joke around and talk in a movie sometimes. But if it's a full theater, you're signing up for a different experience, even if there's not that a full theater. The amount of people in there are gonna change your experience, and you're gonna have to adjust to the different rules as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like talk less often in the movie. Don't talk too loud. And you'll get rewarded with other experience. Like a full theater laughing is such a like funny experience.
Yeah.
Or a whole theater in full awe and gasp like an end game.
It just and that's the beauty of it,
Yeah.
right? Like I feel like each time you go, you have a different experience.
Yeah.
Especially because obviously movies are different, and then people are different. The way you react is different than the way other people react. Like in some movies, when some people laugh, it's like, bro, why you even laughing at that? In others, it's like, bro, why aren't you laughing? Like that was funny, you know. Like, but it's just I enjoyed the experience, and
Yeah.
I think with that we can start our ratings.
So I give it a 6.3.
I give it a 6 out of 10.
I was gonna say 6.5. Yeah.
Yeah, not better than the first one, but
Definitely not better. For me, the first one, because we didn't review that one, but we recently watched it as well, and we
It was fun.
It
We
was-
had some drinks,
yeah, and
some laughs.
some laughs, and that's when we got excited for this one, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
But for that one, I would probably give it like an 8. You know.
Yeah.
I give that one a 7 out of 10.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this one was more like a 6.5. Still very enjoyable if you want to watch it to if you've watched the first one.
Mhm.
I do recommend it so that you can finish out the story, right?
Yeah.
But
It's a good one watch and you're done.
yeah.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add?
Lick it up.
Comment, share,
Subscribe and follow our socials. Later.
Bye.
and reminder: we are on Spotify. All right. Bye.
Spotify. All right. I lost the cursor again.